Meow. Sorry, Monty wasn't saying anything, so.
And with that, we are now recording. Welcome to the latest episode
Hello.
of Dissonant Waves. This is episode 232.
Hello.
Ritz and Trix, they're here.
Yeah, we
here
are.
To celebrate what I initially called the week of agony and hatred.
Yes.
And we now need to solve the central question. Do we think that is a just title?
Nah.
I don't know if hatred is just, but agony definitely feels it.
Apathetic agony.
The week of agony.
I don't think there was anything that I actually hated this week.
Okay.
You know, it's true. Like even with some of the stuff that we've covered, there's been some hate towards the artist beforehand. I feel like at this point it's just not as warranted, you know.
Yeah.
But the agony is still there. The agony is definitely there.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. We have this week Headboard, Brendan Goes to College. Bloodhound Gang Hefty Fine. And Manny, of course, wants to talk as soon as I start talking.
Yeah.
Bloodhound Gang Hefty Fine.
We know who the new host of this podcast is. Welcome everybody to Manny.
Oh, hello,
Dominic has been fired and replaced by his cat. Finally.
Cat with a podcast. The counterpart to dog with a blog. Anyway.
That would be an incredible April Fool's episode of just our cats hosting a podcast.
Anyway, this week we're doing...
Yes, Headboard, Brendan Goes to College, Bloodhound Gang, Hefty Fine, Redfoo Party Rock Mansion, Joe Armstrong, Burn It Down, Jimmy Brown, Dirt, and Oliver Tree. Love you madly, hate you badly.
Now, I feel like it's always rough to start off. The one that we start off with is always rough because it's usually the one that we have the least to talk about. Sometimes it's the one that we have most to talk about, but in this case, I reckon it's the one that's probably the least rant-worthy. Debatable, but still, I feel like it's the odd one out of all these, or the middle ground, and I feel like that's I've already forgotten the name of the band here. Headboard.
Headboard, Brendan Goes to College. I picked this because it features a bunch of game journalists that were active in the 90s. Some of them are active today. Jeff Gerstmann and Alex Navarro. They opened for Bloodhound Gang, which is interesting. Alex Navarro designed the cover of the Green Day compilation we recently covered, so it just seemed like a fitting time to bring it up. So, you know, it's not aged the best, but it's certainly a band of the 90s.
Yeah,
No. You know what I would have to describe this as?
What?
This is Gordon, but trying to be hip-hop.
I heard Gordon, and then I heard gibberish after that.
Yeah.
Gordon, but trying to be hip-hop.
I like this a little bit better than Gordon. The Gordon songs are very long.
This was kind of a weird album because there's obviously quite a lot of interpolations, I will say, or kind of reimagining of song structures done to create some of these songs. I think was it Frozen Sunshine was doing like What I Like About You?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Summer Love was obviously doing, Summer Lovin'. So I at a point I was going like, do they realize that they've kind of stolen this riff? And then when I realized that yes, they do realize that, and that's kind of the point, I had a bit more appreciation. Like, okay, well, fuck it, they're just having fun and they're doing that, and that's fair. It stops me from really wanting to critique it. But that being said, the appreciation that I have for this album doesn't really go much further than I can see they're having fun.
Yeah, that's cool. They're having fun. I am like, this was a local thing in Petaluma, California, that they played some shows. They did their thing. Then a bunch of the band left, and they moved on to other stuff.
Yep.
This is for sure a CD you find just buried in your dad's collection.
Yes.
I'm on Discogs at the moment, and apparently this record has sold. I don't know if it's a CD, but I assume it's a CD because I doubt they'd ever have a vinyl deal for this. For as high as $43 Australian.
I'm gonna guess that's like
there it is. Domino, our wedding gift to Ritz.
Please don't. Don't waste your money on the shipping trying to find this. It's cool that it's somehow archived. I think the archival of music, especially something kind of as obscure but also not completely obscure. You know, there's enough connections to make it kind of noteworthy.
Yeah,
it is as accessible as it is. That being said, I feel like its kind of main reason for still existing is as that novelty, as there's a bunch of game journalists that did this and all that. You know, it's not really connected to. I don't want to say anybody noteworthy in the sense that none of these people have gone on to do anything, because that's obviously not true. But more so in the sake of when we think of kind of interesting indie musician connections and stuff like that, or celebrities, not really in that level.
I mean, they work for GameSpot, you know. So like, if you know GameSpot at all, there you go. Giant Bomb, there you go.
There.
But I'm sure Pete would have loved to see all the connections in the song.
Maybe, yeah, probably. But
yeah.
I think some of the songs are a little catchy. I think some of them, you know, they're if they had keep honing it, there maybe is something there. But largely, it just seems like a band that's fucking around and having fun. Like Mattress Disco.
Yeah,
it's sex. You got it. You get it. People Who Died is cheesy as fuck. Really stupid.
I honestly, People Who Died is where the fun wore off for me on this one. I was just the whole okay, it's done.
And then the album ends. They know.
Yeah. Really, this is kind of one of those, like, it's cool that we've listened to it, it's cool that we, like, have acknowledged it, but all that's just really cooler than the actual record. And that's still kind of put it as one of the better records that we've done this week, which is the sad thing, but...
I would agree. I think this whole week, in a certain light, is something that a lot of mediocre white men will appreciate. Other people will appreciate them too in various different ways, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Frozen Sunshine when I kind of like stopped wondering if if it was a rip-off and just learned to enjoy myself. But I couldn't have that same love for People Who Died, so that's where I'm at on this. It's not really a blender. It's not really a cheese sandwich, so I force myself to do a favorite and least favorite.
Sure. Trix, go ahead. Blender. I think People Who Died is stupid, kind of funny for what it is. I kind of like that one. Time, I give them credit for doing what is it a Dave Matthews song? Time keeps on slipping into the future.
I thought that was
Tom Petty.
No, is that Steve Miller Band?
Okay, yeah, that
could fly like an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get Steve Miller and Dave Matthews confused.
Yeah, I knew which band it was. I just couldn't remember the name was Steve Miller Band.
I appreciate them just doing that whole thing straight up. Least favorite's probably something like Summer Love or Everybody Wants Something. Even though I do like the ska element.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, now that we got that one out of the way, I guess we've actually got quite a lot to talk about now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Some real bad albums and some albums that are alright.
I threw out one of your picks already, Dominic, so I feel like it's only fair for you to pick the next one.
I think we got to address the elephant in the room and just do Oliver Tree.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright. Oliver Tree. Love you madly, hate you...
Badly.
Deeply or madly? It's
badly.
hit you badly. Yeah, been a while. The unfortunately last album released by Oliver Tree, at least whilst he's alive, we know how this all goes. There will unfortunately probably be some more albums in the future. I don't say that as a going against Oliver Tree. I just say that against record companies and posthumous releases.
Now, it is Alien Boy, which is I think his own label, so hopefully that makes a difference.
Hopefully, supposedly there's a lot of other stuff other people have all talked about, especially when it comes to the records and stuff. Like supposedly, all future revenue is supposed to go towards his I guess a fund or a trust towards helping younger artists. I don't know exactly how that all works, so I
there's like
really make any
like he had just
redone
that. His will or something like that.
Yeah, obviously everybody would have seen. Anyone who's clicked on this and gone for Oliver Tree would know the news of Oliver Tree. It's not the new one.
Yes.
We covered Oliver Tree back in 2020. I think all three of us had that album as one of our favorites of the year.
In 2022 as well. We didn't like Cowboy Tears as much, but we did listen to it.
Yeah, we did listen to it. We didn't cover the third album, which in around that time, I mean, it was kind of around as Cowboy Tears came out, Miss You started getting popular, and there's that whole kind of fight between royalties and license. It was all stupid. And we never really covered it because it was honestly like that original remix that Southstar did that was like a stolen. It was just kind of a worse version of the original song. I will still stand by that. But obviously, as well, a lot of popularity of Oliver Tree has happened since that leading up into this. We can remember when Ugly is Beautiful was out, Alien Boy was his most popular song. It was seen as a joke that he released it on both EPs and the album. And now it's like his fifth most popular song or something like that.
And like his whole thing was kind of a shtick, kind of a performance, or his life.
That kind of changed as well. Like there's Oliver Tree by the time that we had covered had changed in a lot of ways, and we probably weren't going to come back into this album if it wasn't for the news. It's not a great thing to admit, but we're being just honest. And I guess the other elephant in the room is that unfortunately I don't really think this is a great album to go out on.
No.
Was
it better than the third album? Maybe.
Maybe we'll cover that at some point.
Yeah.
Just to be done with it.
Yeah.
There is also the two EPs. I know they're taken off streaming, but you can still, all the songs were put back on, so you can still actually listen to them in EP order.
We can find Headboard. I'm sure we could find these.
Yeah.
But this week, there's a lot of Pride celebration stuff, so Jake was in town, and he was in the car with me, and we listened to everything. What an experience that was. He came into this saying about his opinion on Oliver Tree seemed to be that there was a lot of controversy, and he was just kind of a dick as far as he knew of Oliver Tree's personality. I don't know if that was just kind of like misreading the performance art, or if there's like something I didn't know about.
I feel like it was misreading the performance art, but also it got a lot more popularity. It got obviously a lot more scrutiny, and that becomes a lot louder and everything like that. Like there is definitely some parts of Oliver Tree that I would say like I wouldn't praise, like during the song with Diplo quite recently after Diplo's had all the fucking allegations and shit.
Yeah.
You can't say I applaud. So yeah, I haven't heard much more than what I've seen that everyone else has seen. Nor would I expect anyone else to, because we didn't know this guy. We didn't know him personally.
And like, it's the worst time to try to find something like that out because it's still a time of mourning in a way.
Yeah.
So
but that's an old Chaser's skit about how like everyone becomes a top bloke after death, and right. it's a hot take at times. I don't believe that death should absolve people from their crimes, but some people do.
I don't. I mean, people will commit the crimes living, and doesn't matter if they're dead now, it still happened.
Yeah.
But that is all to say, I think what I see now in the albums is a lot of bitterness and a lot of just kind of, I don't know, like there's nothing to this that feels like a concept.
Well, I decided after having listened to this album, I was going to go back after the songs of Ugly is Beautiful, an album that I haven't personally gone back, kept in my rotation since that year, and I thought it was going to be an album that would stay constantly in rotation because it's my second favorite of that year, and I was a bit wrong. The songs have fallen off a bit for me, but going back to it, all of his songwriting was basically about the same. Although I feel like the ability to write a hook on Ugly is Beautiful was a lot more apparent than it is on this. But also, the producers on Ugly is Beautiful carried hard. Because the production work on this is just so generic compared to... I'm comparing it to Ugly is Beautiful because this is the first album he's done since then that kind of goes more into that pop sphere, whilst Cowboy Tears is more of a kind of country sounding album. The third one was a bit more dancey. On this is actually going into that kind of alt pop that he did on the first one, but it's also stadium pop. Really, it doesn't feel like it's pop that's made to be artistic more than it is to be successful. And from all
stuff
accounts,
that can play well in a giant tour.
Yeah. From all accounts, this is the type of music Oliver Tree wanted to put out, and there was a giant world tour planned. He died basically at the start of it. It absolutely sucks. I hate that. And having seen him live back before like a month before COVID, I remember I thought he had a really fucking great stage show on a small stage, basically, where he couldn't be allowed to set anything up or anything like that, and yet he still had enough presence and kind of performance art with it, just from what he was doing. So absolutely could have been an incredible stage show. Just wasn't really going to be great music to play with it. Is the unfortunate thing about it.
Trix, what did you think?
I'll be real. I just thought this was more Oliver Tree. I would just rather listen to Ugly is Beautiful. This is just kind of new Oliver Tree, but it's just not as good.
Well, that's also kind of what I'm getting at as well. You're saying new, it's more Oliver Tree, but it's kind of more what everyone expects of Oliver Tree. Whilst Ugly is Beautiful, you go back to it, and it's such a varied. There are elements on there which are still on this, like Oliver trying to break out into raps and certain songs and all that, and blah blah blah. But just the way that the actual songs are made on there felt a lot more unique. Whilst this feels like it loses the Oliver Tree identity.
Like there are some songs that start a little bit differently, that maybe have like a bridge or a breakdown somewhere in there that feel a little bit different, but a lot of it is that Oliver Tree sound of like multi-track vocals, kind of abrasive pop noise, and like bitter songwriting.
Yeah, and I don't mind the bitter songwriting. I mean, again,
if it's done right.
I know we're going to constantly, go back to Ugly is Beautiful. At least by we, I mean I. But there are songs in there which there are a lot of songs in there which, when the original lyrics came out and stuff like that, he 100% lied about what those songs are about, and just to fit with the character. Like the song "Hurt" is undoubtedly a breakup song,
sure.
And every time that he we talked about what the lyrics of the song were, it's about it was about a time I fucked up in a scooter competition. And I hit a pebble, and it's like it's definitely not. But also, I respect that Oliver wanted to just still make it in his performance art and keep his songs personal. That's fine. He had no reason or no obligation to actually disclose what songs are about.
Yeah,
but that bitterness has always been there, or at least that kind of angst. I would say towards certain things like "Jerk," which I still think is a highlight of that album, despite the fucking
Absolutely.
Messiah and everything like that. He's straight up bitter.
Yeah, but in the absence of like a concept like Cowboy Tears, or even like I'm on the scene, I'm fresh, like Ugly is Beautiful, or I've not listened to Alone in the Crowd, like you said, it's more dancey, that's something. You kind of get the sense over and over and over that like he constantly talks about like death and hating someone until he dies or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's very central and intense and throughout. To the point that that's kind of the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No.
Like, yeah, he has songs like Superhero and Death Ray, and those kind of explore, a little more of a fanciful side, but even that. You have songs like Fuck the Whole World. Or My Only Friend, even. Very like, showing like an isolated, someone deep in their feelings, but channeling it in a way that is lashing out at people. Which, happens a lot in songwriting. I get that. Absolutely. But
it's
just
about
so
as
apparent.
nihilistic as a doom metal album.
Sure. Was there a grander plan to all this? Maybe.
Who knows?
But it's like, what? I wonder what his shows were like. What the plan was.
Yeah.
It was like, was there a story being told there somehow? Because I feel like that would tie it together. But there's so many tracks here. There's 17 tracks.
Yeah.
There's no arc, really. There's no direction with them.
Now, supposedly, 4 shows played of the World Tour, by the way. So it's not like it happened before the World Tour. It happened during it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you would expect that some videos would be up of what the World Tour shows were going to be like. I'm sure, actually, I'll take a look at the set list because 100%, there's going to be the last couple ones on there. Yeah, because last show he played in Brazil. I mean, 22 songs in the set list, so it's also not like it was a small show there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, 7 songs played from Love You Madly, Hate You Badly. So there was, quite an emphasis on this, but also like 6 songs from Ugly is Beautiful. Cowboys Don't Cry was the only one played from Cowboy Tears.
Huh.
Which, I like Swing and a Miss. I thought Swing and a Miss was the highlight from that one, but there you go. I'm sure there's videos of it that can show a lot more what the show was probably like. I don't know if it's going to be similar to when I saw him back at Oxford Art Factory, but yeah, it's a shame how it all ended because it's not like a David Bowie scenario, where he knew he was dying to his illness, got the album out, and then and passed. This is genuinely someone who was expecting to tour this album, and then it was cut short, and honestly, kind of in the most Oliver Tree way.
Yeah, he would love the way he died.
Because let's be honest, like if you didn't have a bit of a second take, when you saw the news going like, hold on, is this just a bit?
And then I had friends ask if that was real.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how many friends I had that knew Oliver Tree. I still thought, he was popular, but he was still kind of niche.
Well, I had to break the news to my friend. And my friend's son is a huge fan of Oliver Tree, so I felt horrible breaking that news.
I mean, I've been there. I had to do some about Ozzy, so.
Ooh. I think you informed me about Ozzy. I think I got a couple DMs about Ozzy.
Possibly. But I was definitely the one that posted the news article about Oliver Tree first in the chat.
Definitely were.
Not that I'm trying to claim credit for that, but just like...
No.
Coffin chaser, Domino.
Look, it's just a kind of while to remember as well. That like Oliver Tree's breakout was about 10 years ago as well, because that was with Getter, which Forget It had like minor success, and then that's like turned into the EPs and Alien Boy and all that and stuff. So he was an artist that got like bigger and bigger and bigger until
Sure.
I'd say like he probably reached his peak with the Missy remix, as much as that probably sucks to say.
He was going to do on a tour that was on all 7 continents. That's not nothing.
Also, I feel like the difference in popularity between the debut, we'll say, and when we covered him, to when we covered him, and now is massively different.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird also knowing that, like, I don't think we would have done it had this not happened.
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm happy that we at least kind of caught ourselves back on up to what Oliver Tree was up to, but it's a bit shitty that our discussion is more just kind of talking about Oliver Tree than it actually is about talking about the album, but it's just unfortunately how I feel about the album. I genuinely wished I enjoyed this a lot more, having been a fan of his previous work, but sometimes that's just how it is, and I feel like if I lied and said, "Oh no, it's so great" and everything like that, it puts up the wrong ideas about art.
I mean, it just sounds so much like the same song. There are some moments that are different, but a lot of these songs, if you played them and you told me it was one or the other, I would believe you.
This is Plutonia Pact versus Doom 2.
It's a very niche reference, but I like it.
I feel like it's tracking though.
I feel like we're all probably in agreement of calling this a blender.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from that, let's talk about Joe Armstrong. Trix, you did this to us.
You dared me to do it.
I did.
Why?
Because he said, pick all 3 of these. Any one of them will work with my picks. And so I picked all 3 of them.
Was I wrong, though?
No, you were not. This is what I'm going to call lib rock.
It's centrist lib rock.
Yes.
Like, it is... if we do a political spectrum where Rage Against the Machine is, like, actual left-wing, like, politics, this is the fucking APAC, taking and, like, fucking middle-of-the-road Democrat.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I didn't listen to any of his words, because just musically it was boring, and I felt bad because it seems like one person doing it, but also maybe this is like better produced than just like a DIY artist can do. So maybe he has the backing. Maybe it is fair enough to bully him, but I don't know.
I mean, there are so many people that are listed on his Bandcamp for this. He had Glamorous Glennis on Hand Claps Vocals and Virillion.
I didn't listen to the bonus track because I decided that I was done with the album and didn't listen to it.
Oh, come on. You didn't want to listen to a Milk Toast cover of Culp's Personality?
No, not particularly.
It's not even Milk Toast. It's kind of bad.
He's running around in a Donald Trump.
He has to have the quote at the end, too, to really drive the point home. Like, this was both what I expected and not what I expected in terms of, this is exactly the, like, Pete Buttigieg put on a tie and rock out kind of bullshit. But, but it's the thing I did not expect is that it's not only not always political, it's, like, shockingly generic sometimes. And, like, just being about stuff.
A Home Depot.
Like, at the very least, if you're going to write a screen on your Bandcamp about how you think that the white men that look like you need to throw their fists in the air before they realize what they're getting amped about or whatever, at least have the political message down pat, even if it's going to be something, silver spoony and stupid.
Yeah.
Armstrong himself can be laugh out loud funny. There's a strong emphasis on the word can.
I'm sure
Fucking
he has told
Daryl.
a joke or two. In his life, he's probably told a joke or two.
Yeah. I'm sure. So why did a downward spiral on Spotify version have so much blank space on it?
Oh, because there's a secret track.
Yeah.
Listen carefully.
Yes.
Sure.
And
No, I just hated this.
As we discovered, his name is also Daryl.
Yes.
It's not even fucking Joe Armstrong. It's fucking Daryl Joseph Armstrong. Which, sure, that happens.
Why are you charging $15 USD on Bandcamp for this? I'm not paying that. Sorry. I don't pay $10 for shit that I like.
How about the podcast?
No, I don't want to go to a person. I don't want to bully them in person or anything like that. That's not me.
What is there to talk about on the podcast with him?
This is the type of music that I use for whenever I want to describe to people why I hate music. It's so just clout chasing.
And I feel like there's such a fucking gall to use a song title like The Downward Spiral.
Yeah.
And have it be so bad and so generic. Like, you're begging to be judged compared to edgier works and edgier leaning personas in music and, like, political, personas in music. Like, everything about what you're doing, you are inevitably inviting comparisons. You are not helping yourself at any point in this. Like, oh, the flag is upside down. I'm being radical. I'm being edgy. No, you're fucking not.
A 50-year-old suburban dad thinks is edgy.
Like, if you actually wanted to be edgy, first of all, let the flag touch the ground and see who fucking complains about that.
Yeah.
Second of all, don't fucking cover Cult of Personality and sing the chorus with the most generic tone possible.
Yeah.
Third of all, don't mention Rage Against the Machine in your fucking Bandcamp description, because again, you're inviting fucking comparisons.
Yeah.
Even on their worst day, even in their covers album, Rage Against the Machine runs political circles around any of this.
Oh, for sure.
And so, like, what does it mean to say, yeah, I'm middle class, I know how to speak to the middle class, and it's this fucking pandering, condescending bullshit of, yeah, they'll eat up generic rock, I know them, I am them. I'm from Chicago, but I moved to California 25 years ago, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I wear a plaid shirt because I'm an American just like you.
I play a Fender Esquire because I want you to think of Springsteen when you see me.
I'm not going to write a song anywhere near as good as Bruce Springsteen can. I'm not going to write a song with as much feeling or as much to say as Bruce Springsteen can. Yeah, my best is wake up from the American daydream, because the American dream's a daydream, baby. And then he fucking writes a song about complaining about not getting to first base with a girl. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that one's a bit far, that one.
Yeah.
Think of Burn It Down as a call to empathy, or a 21st century protest album, leavened with slicing wit and bits of romance. No, it's fucking not.
Dominic, when I release my next EP, can I have you write the blurb in this kind of style for me?
Yes, absolutely. If I can fully lie about it, I will absolutely do it.
You can 100% lie about it.
Hell yeah.
Go nuts. Go nuts.
Like, this is so milquetoast and politically non-political that, like, it wouldn't even pass in, like, the Clinton era. Fucking Monica Lewinsky all over the news, this would be like, this would be nothing. I'm mad about this. I am mad how fucking stupid this is.
And guess what, Domino?
There's
You have
2 other
nobody to
albums.
blame except for yourself.
And I knew this would happen. I didn't, right? Because I was expecting someone who writes so much and is so up his own ass to at least have enough of a hat to hang on some of this shit. He doesn't even have the leather to make the hat. In an increasing digital world, vinyl ties us to analog, it ties us to intentional listening. You drop a record on your platter, you got 19 minutes at the outset. You know you have to get up and flip that. If I'm washing dishes, I'll pop in my earbuds like anybody else and listen to some music or podcasts. But the human brain consumes things better in chunks. That's why books are in chapters. That's why meals come in courses. TV shows have episodes. You can tell a smaller narrative within the larger narrative and guide your listener, hopefully, through what you're trying to say. If you're trying to really get a point across, it takes more than a song to do so. And there's more real estate for art. What the fuck do you mean? Like, you're trying to say that each song is leading us down a path, is guiding us, like we're on the river fucking Styx, to get to your point, whatever that fucking is, and your point says, burn it down, downward spiral, call the personality. Fuck you.
I'm an empath, and I can tell that Dominic is upset.
Oh, I'm dying over here.
Dying in which way?
Laughing too hard.
Good. Better than being sick. Sick of America.
I have mucus in my system.
Yeah, he name drops every fucking musician. He even name drops AC/DC.
Oh my god.
Sure, why not? It's his right as an American citizen, I guess.
No, sorry, that's someone talking about him, and it's still included in the Bandcamp description. Someone else is blowing smoke up his ass.
Oh my god.
And it's the fucking guitarist. Yeah, it's the guitarist talking about it.
Sounds like AC/DC for people who don't know who the fuck AC/DC is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The caustic Can't Stop Thinking About Your Love seems like a love song until a closer listen reveals it's too obsessive to be love. Go fuck yourself.
The longer that we allow this album to be talked about, the more of a breakdown Dominic might have.
Oh my god.
It's not getting better.
No.
I have said most of what I want to say at this point. There's nothing, it's not the worst thing you listen to, but there's nothing to like here.
I
didn't like a single thing about it. I don't know why I acted like I had anything else to say there.
I could pick this up at a coffee shop in 2005 and spin it on my CD player and still be upset.
Oh.
We'd still be bombing a Middle Eastern country either way.
100%. Anyways.
Trix,
Joe Armstrong.
What's your final word, Trix?
Milk toast.
When they say milk toast, you think it's milk on toast or toast and milk?
I think it's toast soaked in milk.
You know that milk is spelled differently. I do. It's a joke. Get over yourself. Joe Armstrong, if you're listening, I was making a joke. Go back to your fucking fantasy with Aldous Huxley, Ray Bradbury, and George Orwell at a party. Fucking Woody Allen ass. I'm specifically referencing Midnight in Paris there, by the way. I'm not accusing you of it because I don't know you.
Dominic, is this how you felt when I critiqued Alex Bonniello?
EP was also bad.
I know. I'm in this like you're going a lot harder than I expected you to. It's all good. You're doing bangers of comments here. But at some point, I just gotta know if I'm just gonna like take you aside and just go, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
It's okay, Dominic. There will be worse albums.
Yeah, Trix will pick them next week.
Actually, it won't be.
Thank God.
Album next week. No, it's one album.
Either way,
one album.
I'm ready to move on.
Oh, that's good, because we got nothing but bangers coming from here.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh, we've got,
Hefty Fine, the Bloodhound Gang, the second lowest reviewed album on Metacritic, which is a metric I found out existed this year, and now we've done all three.
incredible.
Wild.
Somehow, this, I think, is the most listenable of the three.
Honestly,
Yeah.
And this is also
This
shit.
is a case.
Yeah.
This is a case of a band that they peaked at somehow the right time, but also the wrong time, because as the 90s ended, so did kind of the search for the 90s alternative hit end. And Bloodhound Gang basically caught the final wave of that, and then took a bit of a break as it died, but came back and assumed that it was still there.
Mhm.
Which, you know,
And that's the best way to explain this album for why it probably would have actually gotten better reviews 4 years ago. That's not a compliment. That's just kind of like how late it was to put something out like this. It's still better than Limp Bizkit for the sake of all the misogyny on this album, or all the just straight up offensiveness of this album is done in a place of, they're just doing it out of shock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you just described this album. You could have also kind of described another album we've yet to get to.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But so we have wonderful moments on this album. Classic diarrhea runs in the family, which is just someone taking a shit.
Yeah.
There's a great hidden track at the end where Bam Margera comes in to say, "This is Bam and hidden track, shit dicks out." So, really going at Joe Armstrong for leaving some room there at the end of the song.
I think it's the better hidden track.
I don't even want to compare rotten apples to rotten oranges. Yeah, this isn't a good album. It definitely it didn't come out as a good album, so it's not as a case of it hasn't held up at all. It just never had a leg to stand on to begin with. It's the most defendable out of the bottom three, just because there are some moments on this album where you can go, at least it's like there's an actual attempt to make a song on here, or at least to make something a bit more fun than the other ones do. Limp Bizkit with Results May Vary definitely tried to be too serious and too commercial at the same time and failed at both of them. Kevin Federline failed at everything he's ever done. And this one is just a case of it's the time was done. The Bloodhound Gang was probably not a band that ever should have been allowed to get outside of the 90s. Despite it, though, this album actually had commercial success. Like, that's the kind of big difference of all three of them. Like, Results May Vary, you could argue, because Behind Blue Eyes was a massive hit, but it didn't have the same commercial success that this did comparingly as an album. As I've also mentioned, this is the only one of the bottom three to have a Hottest 100 entry. Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo made it in, which is a song that I don't think is particularly good. I think it's a worse version of The Bad Touch. Yeah, I think it's just a worse version of The Bad Touch. It's just like, oh, okay, the joke is sex. They did it better.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's not a song that I go and like, this is why I hate it. It's just mid, really. That's how it is.
Consistently, the instrumentation sounds like fucking guitar shitting, and like there's demos. Like it's a demo feel.
Yeah. Untis was the other kind of song that had some success on this. Which, yeah, I remember listening to that one in high school and going like, oh yeah, Bloodhound Gang. And if my only memories of liking a song was because I was in high school. That can basically describe the type of humor in that song. Yeah. It's not fantastic.
That said,
Although I did say there is one song which I would actually go and say, you know what, I will defend the song. It's probably not. I would probably argue the best song off this is still somehow Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo, but in terms of what is the most defendable song on this of this, and not just of this, but of all three of the bottom albums, it's the one where they're just doing Simpsons quotes for 3 minutes.
Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah.
And specifically Ralph Wiggum Simpsons quotes.
I think Ralph Wiggum is the best song on the album. There's no question.
I think Ralph Wiggum is one of the best Simpsons characters ever.
Yeah.
Is this where this trend started? Doing like metal to Simpsons quotes?
Well, it predates it, really. So
Like Oakley Dokley got it from somewhere, I imagine.
yeah, but Oakley Dokley did it after Dr. Colossus did, and
Dr. Colossus got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I would love to think that this is the song that launched Dr. Colossus' career.
The take that I had was actually that Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo is like the original TikTok song.
See that?
Because that song is completely empty outside of its chorus. It is the best chorus of the three albums, but it's also just kind of like, oh, look, they've made a shitty pun that's kind of like, oh, it feels more cleverly written than it actually is.
Is this more or less clever than Britney Spears' If You Seek Amy?
Probably about the same.
I feel like the Britney one's a little more interesting historically.
Maybe.
But this is... They're kind of the same feel. We're gonna get the fuck in the song and you're not gonna know about it. Or maybe you will.
Yeah. I mean, in this one, it's probably a lot more obvious. But, yeah, the rest of that song kind of crumbles. You're right. It feels very kind of demo-y. It doesn't feel complete. Maybe that does sum up a lot of this album. Like, it's just, simply put, not a good album. Maybe it's a case of the part of its defense is it's a bunch of people who didn't want to admit that their time is done. Like a Bloodhound Gang, in terms of a critical performance or just music-wise, probably could have actually just coasted off the first three albums and didn't need to do this.
They're working on a new one.
Oh god.
Yeah. I was gonna say they probably could have gotten off touring those first three albums, because I don't think anybody, especially now, would think about the next two. Which this isn't the second of those. They did an album 5 years after this.
Right. There was more to go, but
at that point,
this is where it ends. Like any amount of popularity, I feel like.
But also, I'll kind of compare it a bit now back to Oliver Tree and going to like earlier Bloodhound Gang, and it actually felt a lot more like it warranted for some of its success. Maybe not the first album, but stuff like Fire, Water, Burn, or why is everybody always picking on me? Actually feels kind of more in line with that novelty 90s music that has that kind of weirdness to it.
Right.
But also kind of warrants being like in the alternative sphere. Whilst this, it definitely tries to keep a lot of that, but also tries a bit to, it's still outdated, going a bit with the pop punk sphere at times, or the rap sphere, more so than it did on those previous albums.
Like it's trying to do electronic, it's trying to do some rap, it's trying to do... It's just gonna, spitzing and spurting everywhere. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Well, all I was going to say is, like, it's not like they're new to doing kind of, like, shitty humor or anything as part of their songs. I mean, on their biggest album, arguably, Hooray for Boobies, like, one of the closing tracks in there is "The lap dance is always better when the stripper is crying."
Edgy.
And so, this kind of shitty, kind of, edgy humor has always been a part of it, on brand. And I'm sure if that album came out instead of this album, time-wise, it probably would have been looked at a lot less favorably than it is. And it's still not looked at that favorably.
Probably. It's
probably.
It's weird, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like I can kind of see, like, this is like post-Jackass being a thing. This is post, CKY, this is, the very end of that, where, like, Viva La Bam was, like, a thing. So, the Tony Hawk's Underground era. So in that way, it's not completely out of step yet. It's like the last vestiges of that stuff. And so you can kind of be like, okay, farting with Walkman on's kind of like their Ween thing. It's like kind of a stupid, but also kind of done in that style a little bit. And you're gonna probably go
but
for comparing to Ween, but
no, I get it. I actually get it. I will have a go at you, but for a different reason. Not because I think the Ween thing is unwarranted. I think it's more so this is what someone who thinks they understand the kind of reason for enjoying Ween. They think they get Ween, but don't actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do we get from this album? We get a lot of shit humor. Fucking. The Simpsons are cool. Pennsylvania.
It's Blink-182, but somehow more childish.
Like, there are just not a lot of ideas here. And that kind of goes along with the way the instrumentation feels minimal and demo-y at times.
The Blink-182 comparison's also probably a good one to do, because Blink-182 would have put out their last album before their first breakup in 2005, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Was it 2005 or 2000? Oh, maybe it was 2003 or something. Let me check. Still around this time. And yeah, like the 90s albums, Dude Ranch and Enema of the State, which I still think are the peak of Blink-182's output regardless, have a lot more humor to them than their last album did, which tried to take, a lot more serious kind of pop punk vibe as kind of a changing of the tides. Whilst this, it both recognized that there was a changing of the tides and tried to, I guess, ride on. They tried to ride the wave, but didn't actually catch it, even though they thought they did.
Yeah.
And left themselves kind of stranded. And they weren't so far out that people couldn't see them anymore, but they were far out that no one was bothering to reel them back in.
And when we were in the car, Jake did say that their favorite of everything they listened to was Something Diabolical, and for the beat of it. And I'm looking here, and I see they have the singer of Him is a guest on that one, which is a weird choice, but sure. But it's also giving Limp Bizkit having Snoop Dogg on that one track.
Yeah. Raven, do you want to say hi? You were meowing outside the door. Raven doesn't want to say hi. She only wants to talk when she's locked out of the door.
Auntie, why are you quiet?
Manny has gone somewhere else.
I think it's actually kind of been one of the surprisingly fun trilogies to do is the bottom 3 Metacritic, just because it probably could have been a lot worse than it actually was.
I mean,
it was bad, but it was bad in a fun way. Yeah. This is bad, but it's not bad. It's just...
If all 3 were K-Fed, we'd be suffering.
Yeah. It probably got a bit fucked over on its rating due to the time that it came out. But it's not like it really had much potential otherwise.
I mean, in a way, September 05 is still... If this was like 06, 07, I would definitely get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would still say this is harsh for 05. Like, people were really on about this one back then. Even with the culture still being... I think it's also
just a case of music criticism more than it was... Because remember, as we said, it was still commercially successful.
Yeah, and like this is one of the few times where I feel like music criticism actually had to go at somebody.
Yeah. I mean, let's not forget, Pitchfork once decided to review a Jet album by just doing a guerrilla shitting. And decided that was fair enough, which is also like, hey, that's a good joke, but also you're supposed to be a serious music journalist, so, like, I don't know, maybe actually review the fucking album?
Yeah.
You can say it's shit, you can give it a 0, but, like, review it.
Yeah.
Yeah, favorites of this one. I mean, yeah, maybe Rough Rhythm's the best. Maybe technically Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo is the best song, but I don't know. I think I had to take back my words and just say that Ralph Wiggum's the best. Least favorite is, oh boy, that opener is not fucking good.
Balls Out.
Gee, what would I pick? Yeah, what would I pick? Would I pick Balls Out? Would I pick fucking No Hard Feelings sucked as a closer. You know what? I really, if it wasn't Foxtrot or Ralph Wiggum, then it's basically the worst song.
You know what, Ritz?
I'm gonna agree with that exactly.
Ritz, it's not my job to fuck you on your birthday anymore.
Damn.
I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over and over for several minutes.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think Ralph Wiggum is the best song. Balls Out is the least favorite.
All right.
Okay. We now move on to more of Trix's picks. We are down to 2, and I think we know the order that we want to do them in.
Yeah.
I think we do too.
Trix,
Party Rock Mansion.
You've been
The
threatening
final of the Party Rock trilogy. Been threatening it for a while. Figured I'd just rip the Band-Aid off.
I don't think we need more introduction than that, do we?
Why does it look like on the album, on the cover, that they enlarged Redfoo's head?
They did.
Yeah, 100%. So, the first time we did it on FAO, I really fucking hated it. It will go down in infamy as not one of the albums in which I couldn't finish because I didn't have the time or forgot to listen to. One of the albums in which I maybe the only one in which I said, fuck it. Off. Don't care anymore. I thought it was just that bad to that point that it was not. There was no way any redemption was possible. Just because, well, I mean, fucking that line about getting girls drunk so that they can get laid, or I think to get blowjobs or something, was just so. It wasn't acceptable back then. People were just happy to let anything that was pop wise just get through. It's just I will fucking hate that album until I die.
Sure.
Sorry for Party Rocking had therefore the compliment of it is not as bad as the first LMFAO album we covered, but it was still a terrible album. This is about as bad as the others, but at a certain point you just go, dude, this is just sad now. I can't hate. I can't give you any more hate. There's no more hate to give. This is. I think it's funny that only 144 copies of this was sold in Australia, because, like, you were on The Voice afterwards and on X Factor or some bullshit like that. You still had success around in Australia. People still knew your name, but just critically and commercially, still regardless, considered as a joke by that point. No one fucking wanted Redfoo. No one wanted the Redfoo solo stuff. Yeah, it wasn't a case of just Redfoo said, "Fuck it, I can do it myself," and then and broke up the band. No, it's a case of his nephew saw the fucking writing on the wall, didn't want to fucking do this anymore. This was not the sound of music in 2016. It is sad to still be doing this.
I feel like, well, I mean, everything I've seen about the nephew seems to be the one that's like fucking going off the deep end a little bit with some of the choices they've made.
Not following him.
Just more like the spelling of the name and things. And they seem to be more. 6KY. And their album Chaos to Consciousness has a very different feel to it, you know? I think this is the best party rock record we could ever get.
And it's still a load of shit.
But here's the thing. To me, it feels like he had about 5 LMFAO tracks still in the can. Like that could have been released, that were maybe made after the second album or were made at the same time. And then he had those 5. That's the first 5 of these. After that, he's like, fuck it. I'm the son of Barry Gordy. I can do my own thing, too.
Now, Dominic, there is one certain thing that I hadn't admitted yet, which I just was waiting until we got to this album to admit and covered. Okay. But I listened to this today, and then I listened to one of the other albums afterwards. And when the first song of that other album played, I thought, for a bit of this, that it was a continuation of the
Okay.
Redfoo album. Because it sounded like where it was heading in the end.
Alright.
I think you can tell what the next album was.
Bloodhound Gang?
No.
Headboard?
No.
Joe Armstrong?
There you go. That's where I can leave it. That's where I go. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm comparing. Sure, this is the most interesting LMFAO album because it stops being an LMFAO album. I can agree with that take. It's kind of amazing that Stevie Wonder is on something like this, but God, just again, I don't even want to go into hate this. It's just at a certain point, you just go.
You have to admire at that, like, after 5 LMFAO songs, he pulls out a fucking electric guitar, and we start doing like Little Richard stuff.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Then he gets out the piano for fucking Juicy Wiggle. Like, what the fuck? That said,
I think
I fully.
I think the smartest thing. I'll let you talk.
I fully think that these songs should have been hits just as much as the LMFAO songs that were hits should have been. Like, you can say, yeah, it's 2016, this wasn't the sound of 2016. Yeah, sure. I get that. But, like Party Train should have been a hit. Juicy Wiggle should have been a hit. They make just as much sense. They're just as stupid. I don't, like,
Yeah,
you may think they're sad, but I think they sound on par with those.
Sure. Why not? But also, at least Redfoo's had the sense after this album to not make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Like,
went out on his terms.
You can coast on your success, which he has done. He gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. That's more than the 3 of us will get in our lives combined.
He's
Cool.
put out a couple singles.
And he plays tennis.
Does that occasional one. Yeah, sure. But I still say, in terms of listening to this as a full album and just having listened to all the LMFAO and all this shit, this was truly the sound of music that I just fucking despised.
At a certain point.
It's so... I know sometimes you just gotta go and understand, like, oh yeah, it's fun partying music and all that and blah blah blah. And, there was a certain sound that they've gone into, and we compare it to Bloodhound Gang, which has like kind of similar, refusing to accept the times have changed in certain ways. But I really, really despised all of this. I can get happy, upbeat music. I really can. I can understand music that's just supposed to be about partying and stuff like that. Absolutely can. But just not this. Please.
Would you rather listen to this or any Andrew WK album?
Andrew WK, yeah.
Did you listen to this or Joe Armstrong again?
Neither. I would just chop off my ears.
I mean...
I was born deaf, so maybe I'll just go back to that.
Interesting, I did not know that. But I think at a certain point, like, if you listen to Beach Cruisin', there's such a right turn that he could have made. If you listen to the lyrics and look at the song, he came very close to making it a parody. And I would have really loved to have seen what a parody LMFAO album would have been halfway through. Because he's talking about, like, we go to the Whole Foods. I think he said we call it Whole Foods, but it still sounds like he's saying we call it the Whole Foods, which is really stupid. But funny. And he's fucking riding the bike through the Whole Foods. And the security guards are mad at him, but he doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's stupid, silly shit that would not be on another LMFAO record. Like, they've done some shit, but they would not be talking about riding a bike through a Whole Foods. That's like Macklemore shit.
I mean, they did have a song
about what?
A hot dog.
No, they did have a song about a hot dog, you're right. But I still stand by my statement that that's more of a Macklemore thing, going to the Whole Foods on a bike.
Yeah. I We need to talk about Macklemore at some point.
If you say so.
I honestly don't mind Macklemore. That's my hot take.
I had a Macklemore phase at a certain point, not really looking forward to revisiting it, but in the grand scheme of things, I suppose it'll come up eventually.
Yep. Not next week, though.
I mean, I'm sure Stevie Wonder was like an insider get, like, yeah, you know who my fucking father is.
Yeah. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sexy and I know it was fucking huge.
Yes, it was. And I think Party Train could have been as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the benefit Redfoo has this week in a week of bad music, it's not the worst. You know, he gets that award.
And Lights Out sounds like it could have come from an album from 1989.
Yeah.
Except for the parts where it sounds like LMFAO.
It is also quite, honestly, relieving to know that it's over.
And we could go into the Sky Blue stuff.
We could.
Just think about it for a minute and go outside of being a troll to all of us and just doing something that we know we're going to hate. Do we really want to do it? If this person's gone off the deep end, do we really want a platform? Or can we just go and say, Party Rock is dead, and we're better off for it?
I really wish there was a Party Rock tennis game for the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Raven, attack them. I'm training her to do my bidding.
Aunt Monty, defend me.
I got Manny by
That's
my
right. Raven's not doing anything. She's staring at me till I feed her. After we're done talking, you'll be fine. I fed you lunch. You got more meals than you usually get today.
Well,
Nah, she's getting 5 meals a day. Sorry to say. She's gonna be a fat cat like Garfield.
I'm gonna be a fat cat around here.
I don't have a favorite or least favorite. It's not even really a blender. I just don't like this.
If you like LMFAO, listen to Party Train, listen to Juicy Wiggle. It's gonna be that shit that you like. I appreciate his attempts to make like actual rock music with Lights Out and stuff, and Juicy Wiggle also, weirdly enough, and have Stevie Wonder. Very strange. The Stevie Wonder song isn't terrible, but it's also like an E tier, F tier Stevie Wonder song. But it's interesting. And he ends it with a fucking piano, like, just guy and piano kind of song, and that's such a weird thing to put on, like, a Party Rock associated thing. So here we are, I highlight those things, but to call them truly favorites, not really. My least favorite is Keep Shining. Or Meet Her at Tomorrow, maybe.
Wow. This thing sucks. We're in ranking right now?
Nope, we got one more.
We got one more.
Though I will say this will come up again.
How could you forget it?
Trix, this will come up again whenever we finally do the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Yeah.
Because the Juicy Wiggles and the Road Chip, it's got a monk remix.
I will not be picking those.
Anyway, yes, sorry. Jimmy Brown, please.
This is my favorite 19-year-old British pop star. Born September 10th, 2001. Jimmy Brown. Charlie and I stumbled onto him scrolling YouTube late one night, and we fell in love.
In a week of bad music, the best album is one that, when you go into its serious nature, is trying to be worse than what the character says it is. It's, by accounts, someone trying to make outsider music, but actually knowing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. This is the best of the week by a mile, because when you just don't worry about the serious nature of this character. Like, I've seen people try and go on about who Jimmy Brown actually is and how old they actually are. They're obviously not, if you go into a serious nature, a 19-year-old. But in the terms of enjoying Jimmy Brown as an artist. They are an obese, alcoholic, 19-year-old teenage pop sensation. Don't question it. Don't worry about how 2001 to 2026 doesn't equal 19. He is 19 years old. He's a pop sensation, and it makes it so much fucking funnier because everything goes. He's lived such a life of torment, and he's uses it to make songs like Ryan Adams unfollowed me on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Brown played live in Sydney to close off Mary's Underground the other night, and I got myself a Tixel ticket to go and catch it to send off Mary's and watch Jimmy Brown, and I even had points in there when I just realized the absurdity of it all. I was laughing really. I saw this one dude who's just kind of hitting into a pole laughing kind of deal. The way that he's just able to keep a straight face throughout it all is even better. Playing Rat in Bin 6 times in a row, and constantly doing fake conversations with the crowd in between it to make it seem like that everyone's called for Rat in Bin again, and then going back to do the rest of the set, and then when the encore comes, playing Rat in Bin 2 more times. It was fuck. The way that everybody just cheered and went, fuck yeah, the 7th time that Rat and Bin played. It's insane.
Incredible.
Now, would you have gone if Trix did not pick this week?
Probably not, because I wouldn't have caught up with enough Jimmy Brown, so thank you, Trix, for picking it.
You are welcome.
Picking a 3 albums was worth it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a fantastic show, and I bought this album at the show because I genuinely like this album. There is some
good album.
There's some peak moments on this. Like, put aside a lot of things. You can't say that a song like "I Am the Fattest Person in the World" isn't somewhat relatable. Like the whole melancholy, as it's described, or the self-deprecation that happens on this. Yeah, it's very kind of surface level, and it feels like it's something that you would just kind of blurt out when you're like thinking of random song ideas. But also, when I say that, it truly does feel like something that you would blurt out. It feels kind of like reflectable of self-deprecation. It's not to
Here
say
we
I
go.
can,
Jimmy Brown's song title of your life.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I was just going to strictly say, Trix, it's not like every story on here is personally relatable. I don't think I can relate to. I had a psychotic episode in a Brighton Travelodge while meeting Green from Fontaine's DC.
No, but
I'm sure at one point.
What is the most Jimmy Brown song title moment of your life?
As in, like, from Jimmy Brown's discography, or something that sounds like a Jimmy Brown?
Something that sounds like a Jimmy Brown song.
I'd have to think about that then.
I'll go first then. A little person heckled me at a waterfall.
I choked on a Gatorade bottle at my desk and nearly died alone.
That's a good Jimmy Brown one. You see, I would argue one that's already a Jimmy Brown song. I know I'm going to die of a stroke.
Yeah.
Oh. Dirt. He fucking samples the Max Payne 3 soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's the second time now we've had that happen.
Yes.
I didn't even realize that's I don't know how I made that connection.
That album, surprisingly iconic and surprisingly haunting us to this day.
It's great.
Honestly,
that's another reason. That's another reason why Pete would love this. I started showing Pete some of Jimmy Brown. He's like, shit, I wish I got into him before the show. Now,
in the car, Jake did not like this as much. He found it very relatable. But I tried to explain the performance art aspect of it, and it did not quite click. So he kind of thought it was someone. What was that?
I almost punched out a cook while this was playing in the kitchen.
Because he was inhabiting you?
Yeah.
Because if you just take it on its face and you don't know what it is, it sounds like someone having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Especially when they're talking about I had a psychotic episode at Brighton Travelodge at the meeting Green for Fontaine's DC. It's like, it goes for it. It's intense.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the other things that we haven't talked about in this album is obviously the theme that Jimmy Brown has with a lot of his songs is that he introduces himself and the song in quite a lot of them.
Yes.
My
Yeah,
name is
yes.
Jimmy Brown, and this song is Ryan Adams unfollowed me on Instagram, and this song is I received a blowjob while watching the Mr. Bean Christmas special. And this song is rock bottom.
I think
It's
Rock
about the
Bottom got an
lowest point
intro
in
and an
person's life.
outro.
Yeah.
It does become eventually funny. Like, it wraps back around on itself.
Yeah.
It does.
And it's album after album of this, and that's why I kind of compared this a bit to Wesley Willis, who had that kind of calling card at the end of each of every one of his songs, of their Rock Over London, Rock in Chicago, and then some random tagline. But also because the instrumentation behind it was also kind of very similar, in which it seemed very kind of like demo tracky and then singing over that.
Yeah, these also kind of feel like demos at times in a way.
Yeah, but it feels more intentionally like that.
And the songs still feel like they have more going on than some of the Bloodhound Gang songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard not to relate to some of the songs, like,
Oh,
you know,
100%.
like maybe Ryan Adams didn't unfollow you, but someone's unfollowed you and you've been upset about it.
At least it's still followed by Kurt Vile, though.
Now, I've not been told that my face smelled of butter, but I certainly felt like that today because we went to Hooters.
And I feel like Trix might relate to Feed Me with a Funnel.
Oh, 100%.
And who doesn't want to be mobile sometimes?
Yeah.
See, this might actually be one of the more Jimmy Brown moments I've had. I was listening to this album whilst watching a rugby league game because I just had it on in the background instead of listening to the commentators. And as somebody got hit and fell down to the ground and wasn't getting back up, I Want to Be Immobile was playing.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I was just like, well, that's just, yeah, there you go. I'm so excited for the Rage episode with Jimmy Brown on, because he went up to Brisbane and it was just like, I am obese and hungry. I demand to have a Morton bait bug whilst on stage, and apparently someone actually bought him like a fucking Morton bait bug, which is kind of like a variant like of a lobster, but up in Queensland there. But then he also looked for the fucking Sydney equivalent, which is the Balmain bug. And yeah, keep in mind, this is the rivers of Balmain is not known as the Great Ocean. And he was on Rage. He was eating a Balmain bug.
Hilarious.
And that's just beautiful. That's beautiful. Apparently, he has toured Australia once every year since 2024.
Amazing.
He
He
played.
loves it there.
He played downstairs at La La La's, which, like, the only music venue part of it is upstairs, and that's got like I'd say a couple 100-person capacity. The downstairs would have like a 30-person capacity.
Oh, it's a
wow.
30-person place that Joe Armstrong was ranting about in his fucking thing.
But that's the thing, like, Jimmy Brown would have played, like, looking at the venues that he's played, it's gone from like 30-person capacity to like 50 to like a couple hundred, and it's sold out. It's insane just how kind of fast it all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He has a meditation album.
Yeah.
It seems like he started in 2000 or 2021.
Yeah, no, and it's been quite prolific. I mean, the last album, I Urinated on a Butterfly, that came out late. Like, that was a September 11th album in 2025.
He has a audiobook.
He has a couple of books. Like, this is genuinely someone putting out a lot of shit under this character, and it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
In a
The
way,
craft
Oliver
is just
Tree wishes he
fucking
could be this, or wish he could be this.
Yeah.
And I mean, what might be a bit more kind of like familiar is the debut album's album art for Jimmy Brown Sings His Love Songs, because I can remember this picture going around quite a lot. Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't work. It should just be a joke that died after a year, but it's just like, fuck it. This 19-year-old pop sensation is truly taking the world by storm. And
Yeah.
He has a whole thing, like a whole description on his Bandcamp, and that seems to be one that's worthy of reading.
Read
Yeah,
it.
it's
Jimmy Brown sings his love songs. Released March 5th, 2021. This album was recorded in the basement. I can't do a British accent like that, sorry. Recorded in the basement of my Aunt Melba May's cottage using GarageBand on my iPad, which I received as a Christmas present from Aunt Melba May. It's my first foray into recorded music, so I hope you like it. I was inspired by the pastoral ambience that Aunt Melba May's cottage has to offer. The colors are inspiring and delightful. I appreciate all that woman has done for me, although she can be rather insufferable. Much like my mother, she's a penchant for making peas. I don't like the taste of peas. Additionally, she cried all the time and her tears smell like shit. I also cry very regularly, and I've discovered that my tears also taste like shit, so I cannot hold it against her. But other people's smelly tears are always more offensive than one's own. Not versed in any musical instrumentation, I hired some local lads who are in a pretty cool band in my town called the Ivy League to record the instrumentation with my guidance. Of course, we followed COVID regulations and wore masks and stayed well over 6 feet apart during the recording process. Additionally, we had plenty of hand sanitizer at our disposal, which I used to wipe down the microphones I was using, as I have a tendency to get rather loud and passionate while singing. The Ivy League was very generous with their time and only charged me £4,000 to do all the music for the album. You may notice that my asking price of £250 seems high for a digital album, but you have to understand that I need to offset the costs of hiring the Ivy League. Once I sell 16 copies at £250, I will reduce the price to a more normal digital download price of £10. As of March 18, 2021, the cost of the Ivy League has been recovered and the album is now selling for $9.99. Aunt Melba lent me the money to have this album mixed and mastered by a fellow who asked that I not use his name publicly as he wasn't fond of the music on the album. I hired him on the website Fiverr.com. It costed £50, but it was worth every penny. A blood relative of mine took the cover art and promotional photos, but they also requested not to be named. While it hurts my feelings that they feel shame in being associated with the words that come from my heart, I will respect their wishes. I am grateful for their help. The graphic design on the album cover was created by Sir James Moon, a family friend who is quite talented. Through the medium of song, I have been able to express my feelings in a way I never thought possible. Thank you for listening. You will notice that the last track on the album ends with a request for donations via PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. I intend to sign up for these services shortly so that I can receive donations. All rights reserved. Tags: alternative, spoken word, poetry, synth-pop, synthwave, Manchester.
I can't wait till we do Shame. That's got some of the classic Jimmy Brown songs in there. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking. How do I stop crying when I masturbate? And the cover of Linger, which went hard live.
Bad.
It's something like this really shouldn't be so funny. It just is. The self-deprecation doesn't feel mean-spirited to anyone else. Maybe a bit of a joke at Ryan Adams there, but a lot of a lot of its humor just feels funny.
It's like he created a character and just completely inhabits that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Wild.
like you just explore every nook and cranny, and you get so many albums, so many songs.
Maybe at some point this won't be funny anymore, but like it is now. And
if we shotgun all the albums, it wouldn't be funny, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is great. I love the kind of simplistic nature. The promo videos are the true peak of this. That's where it really shines. At the he's already lived a life worth singing about, and then seeing stuff like I want to get in touch with my inner child, or fucking I had a psychotic episode. Someone threw a sausage roll at my face in Glasgow. It was a fucking incredible closing track where it feels sympathy to the person who who threw the sausage roll, but also calls him an asshole.
Yes.
Jimmy Brown.
Yeah. I like this one. Favorites of me. I want to get in touch with my inner child. Ryan Adams unfolded me on Instagram. I'm not perfect. I am pure shit. I'm the fattest person in the world. Feed me with a funnel, rock bottom, and someone threw a sausage roll in my face in Pascal. If I had to pick a least favorite, I might pick something like I'm Still in Love with My Dead Ex.
Favorites for me, Feed Me with a Funnel, and I'm the fattest person in the world. No release favorites.
I still contend that it's funny. There's some cool stuff going on here, but sometimes you still just have to listen to the album, and it's not always the most musically amazingly sounding album. That said,
Sure.
my favorites. I mean, I am the fastest person in the world. Trix showed me that video, and knowing I was going to pick Bloodhound Gang, I said, you got to pick this. I want to be immobile. And who cannot love Feeding with a Funnel, really? And Dirt for the health thing, too. My least favorite is She Said My Face Smelled of Butter.
Oh, fuck, we gotta rank these now.
Trix?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Cool. I just forgot.
Yeah, I said.
Cool.
Right. How do I rank these? How the fuck do I rank these? I'm happy to go first if no one else wants to steal it from me, but I don't know what I'm ranking yet.
I can
go
talk.
first.
I'll talk. Okay, I was going to talk to your mind, but Trix can go first.
I'm going to put Party Rock Mansion at the bottom. Then I'm going to throw a Headboard album and then the Bloodhound Gang album. And then I'm going to throw down Burn It Down. Then Oliver Tree, Love You Madly, Hate You Badly, and then up top, Dirt by Jimmy Brown.
Could not disagree more.
I've got to go put Burn It Down as my least favorite. Then I'm going to put Party Rock Mansion. Then, it's a tough one between these two, but I think I've got to put Bloodhound Gang, then Oliver Tree, but it's really close to each other. Then I've got to put Headboard, then Jimmy Brown at number one.
I'm going to go Burn It Down at the bottom. Then Love You Madly, Hate You Badly. Then, this is where it gets hard. I think I'm going to go Bloodhound Gang, Rock Mansion, Headboard. I guess Jimmy Brown. I guess that's the universal number one this week, which I did not expect coming into this.
Congrats, Trix,
Hell
by
yeah.
picking the most amount of albums, you managed to get the universal number one.
Shotgun strategy.
Now, as we prepare for our next episode, we may have something come up in the next week or two. We don't know. It's not been confirmed yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I'm also coming up on the last few episodes of a project I have been working on this whole time for the last few weeks. You've been experiencing it. It's all part of the process. You might get to the end, you'll say, what the fuck was it even about? And I'll say, I don't know, but it was a theme I had going, and I enjoyed it.
Fair enough.
And so,
Yeah.
for this next episode, I'm kind of clearing the way a little bit. I got some small things. I want to do the Cash Jazzy single. I want to do that Hound EP, Who's Got Your Back.
Yeah, fair enough.
I also have gone to the trouble finally taking those Civic Insanity tracks off of Reverb Nation. Civic Insanity, of course, being the precursor to the fuck's their name? Bro Spice. So those 2 or 3 tracks I'm always going to put on the Google Drive, and they will be a part of the listening. Now you may be asking, that's only a handful of songs. What's the main course here, Dominic? And I say, well, we are finally going to listen to My Coat Hanger is Necklace Deluxe from Lobster Fight.
Okay.
And we've covered the original version of this, yes, but this is apparently remixed and remastered. Hopefully it sounds better. And there's a whole new set of, I think, live tracks and such as well. So there is new stuff to listen to.
I'll go next. I have exactly one thing we're covering next week from me. We are going to be listening to the album by Hawkwind, Warrior at the Edge of Time.
Hawkwind.
And this is important because this is the last Hawkwind album that Lemmy played bass on. Lemmy, a man I admire greatly.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with the decision of picking an album from an artist that we've covered that historically have liked, and we haven't skipped any albums. I just haven't got into this one yet. So this is like the way to force myself to like say, fucking listen to this. You like this artist? Genesis Owusu. Their new album, Red Star, Rue and the World Wide Scourge. It took a while for that to show up on my screen because I haven't really thought too much about it. I just keep remembering Genesis Owusu has a new album out, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. So
I saw there was another person in Australia using the last name Owusu as an artist name.
Yeah, fuck, I forget who it was. Is it Imi or something? I think it might be Imi.
Are they related?
There are multiple people
Okay.
in that family that are musicians. I could bring up Citizen K one day, Genesis's brother.
Yeah. All right. So that then brings us to Red Star Woo and the Worldwide Scourge from Genesis Owusu. Warriors on the Edge of Time by Hawkwind. I believe that's correct, yes?
Yep.
Yes, it is. And from me, making it complicated. Lobster Fight by Coathanger Nicholas Deluxe. The One Cash Jazzy single, I Love Pizza, I think it's called. Yep.
I Love You Like Pizza.
I Love You Like Pizza. The 2 or 3 tracks from Civic Insanity that I will upload to the Google Drive, and the Hound EP, Who's Got Your Back, simple 3-tracker. That will be Dissonant Waves this week. My name is Dominic, or Domino, if you like. You can catch me pissing and shitting, I guess.
I have been Ritalin. You can catch me disciplining my cat after she decided that the best way to ask for food was to hit me in the balls. Fuck off, cat.
They do that sometimes.
Why?
And I've been,
Why the balls?
and I have been Trix, and you can catch me staring at the sky on mushrooms somewhere.
And that will be it for Dissonant Waves this week. Have a wonderful time, everybody. Love you, thank you, goodbye.